From Cyberpunk to Valheim, 25 games that defined the decade. Hey everyone, welcome back to Game Like. Over the past 10 years, the gaming industry has completely flipped upside down. Every year, we got a handful of absolute masterpieces, some you might have missed and others you probably played to death. Today, I'm gonna remind you of 25 games that everyone should play at least once. Drop a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and let's dive in. Disco Elysium. Let's start with the masterpiece that is Disco Elysium. You play as a washed-up, alcoholic detective scraping by in the grim city of Requiem. This game gives you insane freedom in shaping your character, both their skills and their messed-up personality. The story is deep, the world is dripping with detail, and it forces you to confront big questions about society, morality, and yourself. The main quest: solving a murder. But forget combat, here, everything revolves around dialogue, choices, and skill checks. Your stats are split into 4 categories: intellect, psyche, physique, and motorics, and they shape how you interact with the world. Every decision you make changes not just the story, but who your character is, even the voices in his head. If you love narrative-driven games, this is a must-play. The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt. Next up, the legendary Witcher 3. This is one of those games you can replay every 2 or 3 years and still find something new. It earned its status as a classic thanks to its massive scale, insane attention to detail, and emotional storytelling. The open world feels alive, every village, forest, and city has its own stories. The main plot, based on Sapkowski's books, mixes Geralt's personal struggles with world-shaking stakes, and even the side quests often outshine the main story. The Witcher 3 set a new bar for RPGs with its freedom, writing, and cinematic presentation. Here's hoping the next game, with Ciri in the lead, raises that bar even higher. Red Dead Redemption 2. And then there's Red Dead Redemption 2. You play as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw in a gang trying to survive the dying days of the Wild West. The game's open world is stunning, from sprawling prairies to snow-capped mountains, and packed with things to do. Rob trains, hunt, fish, take care of your horse, or just hang around camp bonding with your gang. Combat's tight, but the real star is the world itself, one of the most immersive ever made. Every little detail, from weather to wildlife, makes it feel real. And Arthur's story? A gripping drama about loyalty, redemption, and the inevitability of change. If you want a game that'll stick with you long after the credits roll, this is it. God of War, 2018. Let's talk about God of War, the epic adventure of everyone's favorite angry bald dad, Kratos. This 2018 reboot redefined the series, turning the former Spartan rage machine into a complex, emotionally layered character. Now living in the Norse realm, Kratos sets out on a journey with his son, Atreus, to fulfill his wife's final wish. This isn't just a hack-and-slash anymore, it's a deep action RPG with weighty combat, skill trees, and a touching father-son story woven into Norse mythology. The fights are brutal yet fluid, the world is stunning, and the one-take camera makes everything feel cinematic. God of War isn't just one of the best single-player games of the last decade, it's a masterpiece. And with Ragnarok, the saga gets even better. Elden Ring. From Software did it again, Elden Ring is a straight-up masterpiece. Imagine Dark Souls but with a massive open world you can explore on your trusty horned horse, Torrent. You play as the Tarnished, fighting your way through the lands between to become the Elden Lord. The combat is punishing but fair, the world is packed with secrets, and the lore, co-written by George R.R. Martin, is deep. You've got magic, insane weapons, and boss fights that'll test your patience. But what makes Elden Ring special is the freedom, you can tackle challenges your way, whether it's summoning help, cheesing fights, or just getting good. It's the gold standard for open-world RPGs. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. If you want a game that'll destroy you but make you love it, Sekiro is the one. You play as Wolf, a one-armed shinobi in feudal Japan, fighting to rescue your young lord. Forget rolling, this is all about parrying, posture breaks, and precision swordplay. The combat is brutal but insanely satisfying once it clicks. You've got stealth, gadgets like a grappling hook and shurikens, and some of the most intense boss fights ever. The world is semi-open, dripping with atmosphere, and the story is steeped in Japanese myth. If you're up for a challenge, Sekiro is a must-play. The Last of Us Part 1 and AMP 2. The Last of Us isn't just a game, it's an emotional gut punch. The first game follows Joel, a hardened survivor, escorting a girl named Ellie across a post-apocalyptic US ravaged by a fungal infection. Gameplay mixes stealth, scavenging, and desperate combat where every bullet counts. But the real star is the story, a heartbreaking tale of loss, love, and survival. The characters feel real, and the world is hauntingly beautiful. Part 2 doubles down on the intensity, with even darker themes and refined gameplay. If you want a narrative experience that sticks with you, this is it. Ghost of Tsushima. If you've ever dreamed of being a lone samurai fighting to protect your homeland, Ghost of Tsushima is the game for you. You play as Jin Sakai, a warrior torn between honor and survival as he battles the Mongol invasion of Tsushima. The open world is stunning, bamboo forests, cherry blossoms, and ancient temples make every moment feel like a painting. Combat is razor-sharp, letting you switch stances to counter different enemies or embrace stealth as the ghost. And yeah, the photo mode? Legendary. What really sets Ghost apart is its deep respect for Japanese culture, something other games, Assassin's Creed often fumble. Jin's story of sacrifice and the world's organic beauty make this a must-play. Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, Cyberpunk had a rough launch, but after years of patches and mods, it's finally the game it was meant to be. You're V, a mercenary in Night City, a neon-drenched hellhole full of gangs, corpo rats, and Keanu Reeves as a rocker boy ghost in your head. Gameplay's a mix of FPS combat, stealth, and RPG depth, hack drones, go guns blazing, or talk your way out of trouble. The city's packed with stories, from the main quest's wild ride with Johnny Silverhand to side gigs with shocking twists. Night City itself is alive, a chaotic masterpiece of verticality and style. And with the Phantom Liberty expansion, even better. If you skipped it at launch, now's the time to dive in. Death Stranding. Death Stranding is weird, but in the best way. You're Sam Porter Bridges, played by Norman Reedus, a courier in a broken America, delivering packages across a surreal, post-apocalyptic landscape. Gameplay's all about balance, literally. You'll trek through mountains, rivers, and BT-infested zones, managing your cargo load and using tools like ladders and ropes. There's light combat, but the real challenge is the terrain. And the online aspect? Other players' structures, bridges, roads, appear in your world, creating a weirdly uplifting sense of connection. It's meditative, lonely, and beautiful. The story's a wild Kojima ride about life, death, and umbilical cords. Not for everyone, but if it clicks. Unforgettable. Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 isn't just an RPG, it's a Dungeons & Dragons campaign brought to life. You create a character, or origin hero, recruit a party of misfits, and battle mind flayers, gods, and your own poor dice rolls. Every choice matters. Persuade, lie, steal, or explode your way through problems. Turn-based combat is tactical brilliance, and the writing? Chef's kiss. Romance a vampire, turn into a squid, or just pet the dog. The world's dense with secrets, and co-op, if you dare, adds chaos. It's a love letter to classic CRPGs, polished to perfection. Game of the Year? Absolutely. Alan Wake 2. If you're craving a psychological horror masterpiece, Alan Wake 2 delivers. You alternate between two protagonists, Alan Wake, a writer trapped in a dark place, and FBI agent Saga Anderson, investigating murders in the real world. Gameplay mixes tense combat, where light is your weapon against shadowy enemies, with atmospheric exploration and mind-bending puzzles. Saga's Case Board and Alan's Writer's Room mechanics let you reshape the narrative, like a supernatural detective story. It's slow burn, cinematic, and dripping with meta-horror. Remedy crafted a chilling tale about creativity and fear, wrapped in stunning visuals and Twin Peaks-level weirdness. A must for horror fans. Stardew Valley. Don't let the pixels fool you, Stardew Valley is one of the coziest, deepest games ever made. Inherit a rundown farm, then transform it into a thriving homestead. Grow crops, raise animals, mine for resources, and befriend quirky townsfolk. There's no rush, just the soothing rhythm of seasons changing. Fish at dawn, battle monsters in caves at night, or fall in love with the local doctor. It's a pixel-perfect escape where every small achievement feels rewarding. Simple. Yes. Addictive? Absolutely. A Plague Tale, Innocence and Requiem. This emotional stealth adventure follows Amisha and her little brother Hugo through plague-ravaged medieval France. The sequel, Requiem, cranks everything to 11. Gameplay revolves around avoiding soldiers and oceans of rats, yes, literal swarms, using distractions, light, and a trusty sling. The heart of the story? Sibling love against a backdrop of brutality. Gorgeous visuals, harrowing set pieces, and characters you'll cry over. Resident Evil Village. RE Village blends horror and action perfectly. Play as Ethan Winters, gaming's unluckiest dad, searching for his kidnapped daughter in a gothic nightmare village. Fight werewolves, solve puzzles, and survive Lady Dimitrescu's very tall castle. Highlights. Combat, first-person shooting with limited ammo, classic RE tension. Villains, from vampire ladies to Frankenstein's freak show. Atmosphere, a twisted fairy tale with jaw-dropping visuals. It's Resident Evil at its most stylish, equal parts terrifying and absurd. NieR Automata. NieR Automata isn't just an action RPG, it's a philosophical gut punch. You play as androids 2B, 9S, and A2, fighting machines in a ruined world on behalf of the last humans. The combat? Lightning-fast swordplay mixed with ranged attacks and dodges that feel like a ballet. The open world is hauntingly beautiful, full of secrets, yes, including that infamous remove skirt hack. But the real magic is in the storytelling. Multiple playthroughs reveal deeper truths, blending existential themes with heart-wrenching character arcs. Oh, and the soundtrack. Chef's kiss. This game breaks the fourth wall, genre hops, and leaves you emotionally wrecked. A masterpiece. It Takes Two. Grab your partner, It Takes Two is the co-op game of the decade. You play as clashing couple Cody and May, turned into dolls and trapped in a surreal fantasy world. Gameplay is a constant surprise, one level you're a sci-fi ninja, the next you're a frog in a RPG. Split screen, local or online, forces teamwork, sync jumps, solve puzzles, and bicker your way through wildly creative levels. It's part platformer, part action-adventure, all charm. Praised for its creativity and emotional punch, this isn't just a game, it's a relationship test, in the best way. Subnautica. Dive into Subnautica, the ultimate underwater survival game. After crash landing on alien planet 4546b, you'll scavenge resources, craft gear, and build bases, all while avoiding terrifying sea monsters. No map. No hand-holding. Just you, your oxygen meter, and the abyss. The deeper you go, the weirder and deadlier it gets. The sense of discovery is unmatched, from cute fish to Leviathan-class predators. Beautiful, terrifying, and utterly immersive. Pro tip, don't play if you're thalassophobic. Devil May Cry 5. Pure, unadulterated style. DMC5 lets you play as three demon hunters, Nero, with his robot arm, Dante, the OG, and V, who summons creatures. Combat is a spectacle, chain combos, juggle enemies, and chase those SSS rankings. The game rewards flair, with over-the-top cutscenes and a soundtrack, Looking at You, Devil Trigger, that slaps. It's fast, fluid, and ludicrously fun. The story's campy, but who cares when you're styling on demons? Crusader Kings III. Love Game of Thrones? Crusader Kings III is your medieval dynasty simulator. Rule a kingdom through war, marriage, or straight-up murder. Create a ruler, genius, drunkard, incestuous, scheme against rivals, and watch your heirs either glorify or ruin your legacy. Random events, plagues, crusades, lovers' quarrels, keep every playthrough fresh. Deep, addictive, and hilariously cruel. Just don't get too attached to your children. Project Zomboid. Don't let the pixel art fool you. Project Zomboid delivers the most brutally realistic zombie survival experience ever made. You're just another survivor in Knox County, Kentucky, trying to stay alive one more day. Gameplay is all about realism: scavenge for food and meds, secure safe houses, manage injuries, even small cuts can kill you, and fight zombies strategically. Make too much noise? Congrats, you just attracted a horde. The open world lets you explore cities and wilderness, but death is inevitable, it's only about how long you can last. With deep survival mechanics, weather, mental health, infections, and endless mod support, this is the ultimate test of your apocalypse skills. That active community after 10+ years? Well earned. Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2. The Emperor protects, and so does your Chainsword in this brutal third-person shooter/hack-and-slash hybrid. As Lieutenant Titus of the Ultramarines, you'll rip through Tyranid hordes and Chaos Space Marines with bolter fire and gory melee executions. The genius execution to recover armor system forces you into the thick of battle. Linear levels erupt into massive set pieces, and there's even 3-player co-op or 6v6 PvP for those craving more carnage. Pure, unadulterated Warhammer power fantasy, you are a walking tank of destruction. Valheim. This Viking survival sandbox has evolved massively since its early access debut. Stranded in purgatory, you'll chop trees that can crush you, build meat halls, sail longships between islands, and battle mythical beasts like the towering Elder. The procedurally generated world feels alive, storms rage, food matters, and that first successful sea voyage is magical. While best with friends, 10-player co-op, solo play delivers that perfect loop of just one more upgrade progression. A love letter to Norse myths with surprising depth beneath its simple visuals. Fallout 4. Yes, it's been 10 years, but Boston's wasteland still shines. As the sole survivor searching for your kidnapped son, you'll explore radioactive ruins, craft insane weapons, jetpack power armor, and build settlements. The special system allows for deep RPG builds, companions like Dogmeat add heart, and the world, while not as alive as newer titles, hides incredible environmental storytelling. Mods keep it fresh, and that moment when you first step out of Vault 111? Still iconic. Mount and Amp, Blade 2, Bannerlord. Live your medieval power fantasy in this unparalleled sandbox RPG/strategy hybrid. Start as a nobody, maybe a merchant, mercenary, or bandit, and rise to conquer all of Coradia through swordplay, diplomacy, or marriage. Real-time battles with hundreds of soldiers, lead cavalry charges personally, blend seamlessly with kingdom management. Recent updates have polished this into the ultimate make-your-own-story experience, with naval combat coming soon. Want to be a Robin Hood-style rebel? A tyrannical warlord? Bannerlord says yes.